college going to school in Indiana. She has 16 credit hours, and she's able to work 18 hours a week in her low-paying job, earning $9.75 an hour. She lives in a studio apartment, which costs $600 a month, and her utility bill is about $100. Each month she makes about $725, but $700 of that has to go to paying for her housing, leaving her with just $25 for groceries. That doesn't factor in, though, the gas it takes to get to the grocery store, the other school fees that she has to pay, or even the taxes that get taken out of her paycheck each month. Over the past semester, I've been working with my class and with Food Finders Food Bank to understand food insecurity and learn about the pervasiveness of this issue. As college students, many of us might be lucky enough to have our parents support us with the expenses, but there are a lot of students like Mary who are paying for everything on their own. SNAP is the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, which people can apply for to get money so they can afford food. The issue, though, is that a lot of students aren't eligible for SNAP benefits. Food insecurity for college students is an issue that we need to stop ignoring and solve, starting with signing this petition to change the restrictions on SNAP benefits for full-time college students. Many college students aren't able to afford food on a consistent basis. Based on a study by UC Berkeley students, it shows that 38% of undergraduates and 23% of graduate students deal with food insecurity at some point during the year. If we think of this as our class, which has about 30 students, that means 11 students might not have eaten today. Based on a study by Edmond, the average monthly budget for a college student would look something like this. As you can see, there's a lot of expenses that they have to take into consideration, and some of them, like internet, which is required for homework, or electricity and water, which they need for their daily things, they can't go without. So food becomes something that they just put on the back burner and might not think about. And then also, you look at the costs, and paying for all these things, they're already in the negatives and they won't be able to afford everything. So you see that they can't afford it. Then another issue is that while they can't afford food, they also aren't eligible to apply for these support systems like SNAP to help them. Most college students aren't eligible for SNAP benefits with how they're currently set up. According to Best Value Schools, able-bodied college students with no dependents ages 18 to 49 aren't eligible for SNAP benefits if they attend school at least half-time. That's the basic definition of a college student. There are, however, ways that students can get around the restrictions and become eligible, one of which is to reach a minimum number of hours to work weekly. An article at NPR states that under federal rules, students generally must work at least 20 hours to qualify for SNAP benefits, something that a lot of students just can't manage. A student taking 16 credit hours, for example, like Mary, is in the classroom for 16 hours a week, which then means that her evenings will be full of exams, homework, and projects that they have to do to pass their classes, leaving them with maybe a couple evenings a week and the weekends to be able to work. How are students supposed to work 20 hours a week when the only times they would be free are the weekends? Another way that students could fit into the eligibility is by only attending school part-time, meaning that they go to school for a couple hours but then work 40 hours a week. This isn't a solution either, though, because requiring students to only be attending part-time means that they'd be in school for a longer period of time, probably more than 4 years, and then they would be relying on SNAP benefits for an extended period of time, which would hurt both the students and the economy. This is an issue that has touched so many people, and there's a way that you can help solve it that will only take a couple seconds. This petition is requesting government officials to look at the restrictions they've placed on SNAP benefits and fix them so that college students can become eligible for them. Primarily, we are asking them to lower the hours of work required each month with a proof of the amount of credit hours that a student is participating in, to show them that they are a full-time student and that they don't have the ability to be working. By signing this petition, we can show the legislators that this is an important issue and a change that needs to be made. We can show them how many people care and how many people are being affected by these unreasonable requirements. After this petition is passed and the restrictions are changed, Mary is now eligible for SNAP benefits. She's able to use the income that she makes to pay for her school fees and her housing expenses that she has to pay. Mary's able to focus on her education and get a job that allows her to stop relying on SNAP benefits to get food. Helping students just like Mary not have to worry about where their next meal is such an important thing that you can do. Sign this petition and help us change the restrictions that are on SNAP right now.